And she let her hands drop from the keys, exhausted, exhilarated. Joy leapt from them all, and in their intertwined imaginations, an audience was cheering, surging to their feet in standing ovation. With regret, Kade disconnected from them all, then clicked on the alert, opened the encrypted connection, invoked one of his 3 back doors, entered the passcode, the code that no one else knew, and tunneled into fear. Arkady Volodin pumped his fist into the air, jumping up and down on the sand, and screamed his approval as the music came to a pounding climax. 5,000 partygoers screamed with him into the balmy night air above the beach. The DJ gave them 2 seconds of rest, then brought the beat pounding back. The bass line thrummed through Arkady's bones, resonated in his chest. The crowd roared even louder. Arkady could feel them in his mind, surging, exulting, fucking high off this epic night in this epic place. God, I love Croatia, Arkady realized. These people know how to party. Above him, laser lights scanned across the sky, leaving bright blue and red tracers across the clouds of smoke rising from the open-air beach party. The sand of this pristine Croatian beach vibrated with the music, sending it up through Arkady's feet. The surf crashed against the long break, running up the bare legs of the revelers in bikinis and briefs, dancing closer to the waves. Palm trees swayed beyond the trusses that held up the lights and lasers and fog machines. Go-go dancers pranced and twirled on pedestals above the beach and the surging crowd. "Can you get me some Nexus?" Arkady had asked. It was too risky back in Moscow, but while he was here, "That guy over there," he'd been told, as they pointed towards a tall, lean man smoking a cigarette, leaning up against a building further uphill. "You can get it from Bogdan." Minutes later, in a darkened spot beyond the lights, he'd handed over a wad of cash for a vial of silvery liquid, then downed it immediately. It had slipped down his throat, oily and metallic, and he'd gone to find a drink to wash away the taste and sensation that lingered in his throat. By the time he'd finished the drink, he'd been coming up. Calibration phase. He'd hallucinated. He was a fucking czar in an old Russian palace. No, he was the palace. No, he was the whole goddamn city. Arkady laughed at it. So right. He was a czar after all. A young czar to all these punters here. Oil money. That's where his royalty came from. He was here to suck the marrow out of this country, buying up rights to the offshore gas deposits that remained for Gazprom Bank back home. A conqueror. Oh, he'd conquer this place, with its beaches and drugs and women and gas. He'd make it all his. Better than fucking Moscow. The music reached a new peak, and Arkady bounced with it, manically shaking his body, feeling the dancers around him revel as he did. Calibration complete. The message scrolled across his vision. "Rabbit hole ready. Wanna enter?" Arkady grinned. He'd heard of this. The VR app this club had built. Yeah, he wanted to try it. Yes. Controls appeared at the side of his vision, layers he could toggle on and off. The first layer was enabled already. Arkady spun around and laughed. The dancers around him were sheathed in silver and gold, auras glimmering. The ocean was liquid silver, spilling onto a beach of crushed, iridescent diamonds. The stars above were suddenly far brighter, shining brightly through the smoke and lasers, wheeling as he watched. A huge full moon loomed in the sky. Arkady turned further and saw the go-go dancers. Their auras were crackling sheaths of energy, snapping and popping. They held out their hands as they danced, and lightning flew from them, arcing out over the crowd. Arkady screamed his approval, dancing harder, pounding his feet against the sand. He felt the whole crowd respond, felt the ecstasy of the moment pounding through them all. Fucking outstanding! Then a burst of wind hit him from behind. Arkady turned in time to see something huge flying at him, winged and fanged. It dove down.